Good morning, students. Welcome to online class. In today's class, let us discuss about chapter 4, first PUC biology, that is Kingdom Animalia. So in this chapter, we have to discuss about different types of animals and their classifications. So basically, we have to understand about some basic characteristics of animals and their classification. You know that very well. Already in previous lesson, you have studied about general characteristics of Kingdom Animalia. Now, the extended part we have to understand here regarding this Kingdom Animalia. Here you have to study, one is basis for the classification of this Kingdom Animalia and another one is classification of Kingdom Animalia. So these two things you should understand. Here Kingdom Animalia is divided into different phyla or different divisions. So you know that very well. Kingdom Animalia is divided into various phyla. What are those different phyla? One is called as phylum Sponges, which is also called as Porifera, phylum Porifera, and another one is called as phylum Coelenterata. Okay, next one is called as phylum Ctenophora, and the next phylum is called phylum Platyhelminths. Next phylum is called phylum Aschelminths, and another one is called as phylum Annelida, and phylum Arthropoda, and the next one is phylum Mollusca, phylum Echinodermata, phylum Hemichordata, and another one is called as phylum Chordata. So these are all various phyla you have to study as per your syllabus. So this is the Kingdom Animalia is divided into all these phyla or division. So in case of Kingdom Animalia, we have to use the word phylum, but if it is a plant, we can use the word division. So therefore, Kingdom Animalia is divided into all these phyla. It means animals are divided into different groups, different phyla. Okay, these are all. Some animals are included in phylum Sponges, some animals are included into phylum Coelenterata, some are into Ctenophora, some animals are into Platyhelminths. Like this, different animals are placed in different phyla based on their similar characteristics. Okay, animals which possess some basic characteristics, they belongs to this phylum Sponges. All the animals which possess some similar characteristics, they are all considered as sponges. Some other animals belongs to phylum Coelenterata. So like this, based on their similar properties, similar characteristics, they are all considered under different groups or different phyla or into different divisions, so that you can study these phyla one by one. Okay, now question arises in the mind, what is the basis for the division of animals from Kingdom Animalia into these phyla? What is the reason for dividing them into different phyla? Why that particular animal is considered under this phylum only? Why not the member of this phylum cannot be considered under Coelenterata? What basis is used by the scientists for the classification of animals into different groups? That we have to understand. So that for every classification, for any classification, some basis is required, some basis of classification, basis of classification. For every classification, for any division, basis is used. For a in general, in our daily life also, we can use some basis for classification. For example, let us take a simplest example which we use in our house. Suppose if you bring a vegetables, fruits, okay, you can separate. Okay, fruits are different, vegetables are different, and we'll divide them into different part. In that way, here, okay, animals we can divide into different phyla, and for that we have taken some basis for the classification, and which is very very important from the point of a NEET. Okay, the NEET examination question will be asked on this. So you should understand that here what are the basis for the classification of these phyla. Okay, kingdom Animalia into different phyla. Okay, now let us discuss one by one what are the basis which are considered for the classification of kingdom Animalia into different phyla. First one is called levels of organization. Levels of organization is one of the important basis. So you have to understand this, what is the meaning of this levels of organization. Just I will list out all the basis, and afterwards I will explain one by one. Okay, so levels of organization, and another one is called as symmetry. Symmetry is another basis for classification, and the next one is diploblastic and Diploblastic organization. Okay, so this is another one. These are all technical words which we are using, and the students who have come from Kannada medium background and other students may not follow the technical words. You can understand later one by one. Okay, so next another one is called as a coelom, and another one is called as segmentation. And next one is called as a notochord. So these are all various bases for the classification of kingdom Animalia into different phyla. So these are all considered. We have considered all these bases to divide animals into different groups. Okay, now let us study one by one each one. Let us study one by one. What is the meaning of this levels of organization, and are there any types of levels of organization? One by one. Now let us see this levels of organization. Okay, so levels of organization means how the body level is present. Okay, in this we have to study three different levels of organization. First one is called as cellular level, cellular levels of organization, and another one is called as tissue levels of organization. If you think like this, there are so many levels, but as per your syllabus you have to study few. Second one is called as a tissue levels of organization, and another one is called as a organ levels of organization, and another one is called as organ system levels of organization. Organ system levels of organization. Like this, there are different levels of organization. Now, what is the meaning of this cellular levels of organization? This is a basic one. It means here all animals, you know that very well. We have already studied in the previous lesson what are the characteristics of animals. Okay, the animals will have they are multicellular. Okay, all animals are multicellular only. So that these are also multicellular. Here in their body, okay, only cells are present. Okay, only cells are present, and cells are not organized into tissues here. Not organized into tissues. Cells are not organized into tissues, and this level is called as a cellular levels of organization. Body has many cells. Body has number of cells, but there is no coordination among the cells, so that the cells are not organized into tissues. It means the animal body, the animals which have this cellular levels of organization do not have tissues. Okay, these animals do not have tissues, only cells are present, only loose cells. Body has loose cells, and such organization is called cellular levels of organization. Okay, I hope you can understand this. What is the meaning of this? Here the animals which possess these levels of organization has got only cells, only loose cells in their body, but cells are not organized into tissues, and such organization is called as cellular levels of organization. So you may pose a question, you may ask a question that can you name the animal where this cellular levels of organization is present? Okay, definitely, and which is very important from the point of NEET also. Okay, so this example for this cellular levels of organization is body of sponges. Just now I told you. So this phylum, the animals belongs to phylum sponges or porifera, have cells in their body, but the cells are not organized into tissues. Okay, so this level is called as cellular levels of organization. I hope you have followed what is the meaning of this. Okay, now let us understand another one is next, tissue levels of organization. So what is this tissue levels of organization? So this tissue level is little bit higher than this cellular levels of organization. Okay, in this organization, cells are organized into tissues. Here cells are organized into tissues. Okay, cells are organized into tissues here. All the cells are organized into tissues. It means these animals' body have tissues. Okay, tissues are present here because cells are organized into tissues here. But there are no organs here. Tissues are not organized into tissues here. And this levels of organization is called as a tissue levels of organization. This you can find in case of a phylum like Coelenterata. In case of Coelenterata, okay, this tissue level of organization is present. It means body has different tissues only, but tissues are not organized into organs. Okay, so like this. And next, what I have already told you, that is organ level. It means organ level of organization means here tissues are organized into organs. Tissues are organized into organs, different organs. Okay, organs are present here. Okay, only organs are present, but you cannot find any organ systems here. And such levels of organization is called organ levels of organization. Okay, and next one is called as organ system levels of organization. Organ system. Okay, what is the meaning of a organ system? System, you can understand the meaning of a system here. Okay, you can use this word everywhere. We can use the social system. It means in the society we have got different people, different nature, different culture. That is what we call it as a social system. Similarly, in a living system, okay, in living system we can use the word system here because we have got different living organisms. Therefore, we can use the word system here. Organ system means different organs together perform one common function. Therefore, it is known as a organ system. Okay, here different organs together perform one common function. Different organs together perform one common function is called as organ system. For example, mouth, esophagus, pharynx, stomach, intestine, all these organs together complete one function, that is digestion. That is what we call it as an organ system. Okay, in this way, this organ system is present in all higher organisms from ask elements onwards. Ask elements, Annelida, Arthropoda, ask elements, Annelida, Arthropoda. Okay, all these organisms have this organ system levels of organization is present. Okay, and one more thing is here you have to understand. Okay, when organ system is present, just I have given away example that digestive system. Okay, is there any that similarity in all organisms regarding one particular system? If you take a particular system, for example, I am taking an example of a digestive system. Suppose if we take an example of a digestive system, okay, this digestive system is similar in every organism? No. Okay, there is a difference in the digestive system. Though digestive system is there in all these organisms, there is a difference in the digestive system. Okay, what is the difference? Some organisms have incomplete digestive system. I can tell you first, incomplete digestive system. Some organisms have incomplete digestive system. What is the meaning of this incomplete digestive system? If there is a presence of that intestine, it ends blindly in some animals, so that becomes incomplete digestive system. And some organisms have complete digestive system. Complete digestive system is present. Complete digestive system means here, so they have got two separate openings, one for intake of food and another for digestion of a undigested food, so that there are two separate openings are present, and well organized structure is present, and that system is called as a complete digestive system. So what we have to understand here with this, there are differences among different animals. So this is one, we have taken an example of a digestive system where in the organ system there are differences. Similarly, one more example we can take. I have taken an example of a digestive system, and suppose if we take a circulatory system. In case of a circulatory system, there are we can see two different types of a circulatory systems. One is called as a open type of circulatory system. Some animals have open type of circulatory system, and some animals have closed type of circulatory system. Closed type of circulatory system is present. So here, what is, first of all, you have to understand what is the meaning of a circulatory system. So it is nothing but the circulation of a blood, which includes the heart, blood vessels, blood, all these together forms this circulatory system. And in this circulatory system itself, some animals have a open type of circulatory system. For example, in case of arthropoda, open type of circulatory system is present. It means they do not have well organized blood vessels. Instead of that, blood is flowing in a open channels called sinuses here. Therefore, still you have to understand better when we discuss about this arthropoda. And some animals have closed type of circulatory system where closed blood is flowing in a closed blood vessels. Closed blood vessels. This we can see in Annelida. Just to remember, here in arthropoda, open type of circulatory system is present. In Annelida, closed type circulatory system is present. Just to understand the difference here. Actually, these animals should have that closed, but these primitive animals have advanced type of a circulatory system here. With this we can understand, within the organ system there are so many differences among the different group of animals. So now this is one, levels of organization. What we discussed here, levels of organization, and which is very, very important from the point of examination. That is NEET. In the NEET examination they may ask a question regarding these things also. So you please concentrate about all these. Now this is one basis. Levels of organization is one. And let us move to the next one, that is symmetry. So I will leave this as it is so that you can follow now and then. Symmetry. Symmetry is nothing but arrangement of a body parts. Arrangement of body parts. Arrangement of body parts with respect to central axis of the body. Central axis of the body is called as symmetry, which this definition it is not there in the textbook. Even then you must know what is the meaning of symmetry. Arrangement of different body parts with respect to the central axis of the body. Central axis of the body is called as symmetry. And in this symmetry there are different types of symmetry in animals. One is called as asymmetry. Some animals are called as asymmetric. Asymmetric. That is nothing but asymmetry. And another one is called as radial symmetry. Some animals are radial symmetric. Radial symmetry. And another one is called as a bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. So these are the three different types of symmetry which you can notice in case of animals. This is with respect to the central axis of the body. How the different body parts are arranged is called as symmetry. Now let us understand what is the meaning of asymmetry. Here, body cannot be divided into two equal parts. Body cannot body cannot be divided into, okay, body cannot be divided into two equal halves, okay, passing through the center. Okay, the body cannot be divided into two equal halves in any vertical plane passing through the center is called as a asymmetry. Suppose if you take an example here, suppose if the body is like this and you cut body of this animal in any vertical plane passing through the center, you will not get two equal parts. Therefore, that symmetry is called as a asymmetry. Okay, and here this phylum Coelenterata, okay, this phylum Porifera is an example for this asymmetry. And another one is called, next one is called as a radial symmetry. Here, radial symmetry, you can understand the meaning here. Here, body of this animal can be divided into two equal parts or two equal halves, okay, passing in any vertical plane passing through the center is called as a radial symmetry. It means, so this animal body can be divided into two equal parts. Okay, you cut this animal body in any vertical plane, like this, okay, you can get two equal parts, and such symmetry is called as a radial symmetry. Here you do not get two equal parts in any vertical direction passing through the center, and here you will get two equal parts definitely. If you cut that animal in any vertical direction, you will get two equal parts. Therefore, this symmetry is called as a radial symmetry. And here examples you must understand very carefully. This is very, very important from the point of a NEET. Here example is Coelenterata. Coelenterata is an example for this, and another one is Ctenophora. Okay, next example is Ctenophora. And next very important one is larvae of echinodermata. Larvae of echinodermata. Okay, these are three examples. This is very, very important. In case of echinodermata, though it is higher phyla, okay, its larva has a radial symmetry. Sorry, adults of so this echinoderms, adults of echinoderms, okay, adults of echinoderms, they have this radial symmetry. Okay, so this is very, very important from the point of examination. Okay, so these examples you must understand: Coelenterata, Ctenophora, and adult echinoderms. And next one is called the bilateral symmetry. So in case of bilateral symmetry, here animal body can be divided into two equal parts only in one particular direction, and so that we will get left and right sides. Okay, two parts. So therefore it is nothing but a bilateral symmetry. So here ask elements bilateral symmetric, okay, palate elements bilateral symmetric, Annelida, Arthropoda, mollusca, except echinoderms. Okay, in this way larvae of echinoderms are bilateral symmetric. Larvae are bilateral symmetric. Okay, so remaining all other animals are bilateral symmetric animals only. So like this we can understand about the arrangement of various body parts here. Symmetry is nothing but arrangement of body parts with respect to central axis of the body, and it can be divided into three different types. One is called as asymmetry, radial symmetry, and next one is called as bilateral symmetry. So this is another basis for classification of kingdom Animalia into different phyla. Okay, some animals have different symmetry. Some animals have this asymmetry, some animals have radial symmetry. These two have radial symmetry, and remaining all animals are bilateral symmetric. Okay, and next one is, let us understand Diploblastic Organization. Now let us see this only, Diploblastic Organization. Diploblastic. What is the meaning of this diploblastic? You can understand by this word. Di means two. Okay, during the embryonic condition, so that cells are arranged in two germ layers. Two layers. Cells are arranged in two different germ layers. Now this is one layer. Okay, so this is one layer. There is one more layer. Cells are arranged in two different layers only, and outermost layer is called as a ectoderm, and innermost layer is called as a endoderm. So the cells, embryonic cells, germ cells, are arranged in two different layers. Okay, these cells will develop into different organs or organ systems. Okay, but there is no middle layer. Instead of that, non-cellular mesoglia. mesoglia is present in case of a diploblastic animals. There is no separate cellular layer here, non-cellular layer is present. Okay, we have to consider here how many cellular layers are present. Di means 2, blast means cell. Blast means cell. Here how many cellular layers are present in the embryonic condition? Only 2 cellular layers are present. One is ectoderm and another one is called as endoderm. But in the middle cellular layer is absent. Instead of that, non-cellular mesoglia is present, and such organisms are called as diploblastic animals. Okay, and that organization is called as a diploblastic organization. And here you can see in case of Coelenterata, diploblastic organization is present. In Ctenophora, diploblastic organization is present. Okay, so these are the examples. And the next one is called as a triploblastic organization. You can understand very clearly here. Tri means 3, blast means cell. Here in the embryonic condition, germ layers are arranged in three clear different layers. Now this is outermost layer ectoderm, next middle mesoderm, and inner endoderm. Here cells are arranged in 3 different layers, and therefore this is known as a triploblastic organization. Now this is ectodermal layer, and this is mesoderm. Okay, and another one is called as a inner endoderm. So what is the difference between these three here? Or these two here? Here no mesoderm is present, but here mesoderm is present. Because of that, 3 germ layers are present. Okay, so 3 germ layers are present. Therefore this organization is called as a triploblastic organization. Okay, asci elements, Annelida, arthropoda, mollusca, echinodermata, these are all triploblastic animals only. In this way, okay, so this is diploblastic and triploblastic organization is also one of the basis for classification of kingdom Animalia into different phyla. So this is another one. Next one is next basis for the classification of organisms is coelom. Very important from the point of examination. Coelom. Okay, every student should understand about this. Coelom is a space or cavity. It is a cavity. Coelom. Coelom means cavity or space. Space. If you are not understanding cavity, you can understand this by this word. That is a space. Where this space or cavity is present, cavity or space present. Okay, present between body wall and gut wall. Body wall and gut wall. Between this body wall and gut wall, a cavity or space is present, and it is lined by mesothelium. Okay, then it is known as coelom. Then what we call it is a coelom. So that here what happens between body wall, now this is body wall, and there is a digestive system, or this is a gut wall. Okay, in between these two there must be a space or a cavity, and on its inner surface it must be covered by a layer of mesothelium. Our cellular layer must be present here, and now this is what we call it as a coelom. Okay, I think you can understand here. This is digestive system or gut, and this is body wall. In between these two there must be space, or there must be a cavity. This cavity, what we call it is a coelom. But to become a true coelom, okay, on its inner surface and the outer surface of the gut should be covered by a single layer of epithelial cell called as a mesothelium. Idana now mesothelium anta karibek. Okay, coelom can be divided into 3 different types. There are 3 types of a coelom. One is called as, some animals do not have this space or cavity. Okay, and such animals are called as acoelomates, and the coelom is called as acoelom. Acoelom means this space or cavity is absent. Space or cavity is absent between body wall and gut wall, and such a coelom is called as acoelom. And the animals are called as acoelomate animals, and such animals are called as acoelomate animals. Which animals are called as acoelomate animals? Which do not have a space between body wall and gut wall are called as acoelomate animals. And here coelenterates are acoelomate, ctenophores are acoelomate, and so this platyhelminths also acoelomates. And next one is called as very important that is pseudocoelomates. Pseudocoelom. Okay, just I am taking pseudocoelom. Here you can understand the two important terms. Pseudo means false. Here cavity is present, space is present. Okay, space is present, but which is not lined by, which is not covered by epithelial cells. No mesothelium is present here. This is very, very important. No mesothelium. No mesothelia is present here, but space is present, and such coelom is called as a pseudocoelom. Okay, this you can find in case of a Ascalemus. This is the only phyla where this pseudocoelom is present. Okay, and one more thing is here. Next one is called as a eucoelom. Eucoelom, which is not mentioned in the textbook like eucoelom. So eucoelom means a true coelom. Here cavity is present, space is present, and it is lined by this mesothelium. Mesothelium also covers to the inner surface of the body wall as well as outer surface of the gut wall. Therefore, this coelom is called as a eucoelom or coelom. Okay, this you can find in case of Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and Chordata. In all other phyla, in all these phyla, from Annelida onwards, in all the phyla, this coelom is present, and so therefore they are all called as eucoelomate animals or coelomate animals. Okay, so this coelom character is very, very important from the point of a NEET examination. Okay, right. So this is another basis for classification of animals, kingdom Animalia, into different phyla. Okay, and let us move to next one. Is another one is called as segmentation. Next one is called as a segmentation. What is the meaning of segmentation? Here animal body can be divided into, a number of segments. Body is divided into number of segments. Number of segments or somites. Somites both externally and internally. This is very, very important. Both externally and internally is called as segmentation. Animal body has to be divided into number of compartments, number of segments, and each segment is called as a somite or metamers. Okay, so and that segmentation is called as a metamerical segmentation. Suppose if the body of the animal is divided both externally and internally into number of segments, and such segmentation is called metamerically segmentation. Okay, so therefore each segment is known as a metamer or somite. So like this we can call. And this segmentation, where this segmentation is present, the animals which have a segmentation in their body and they have a separate head, and these animals will have a head, and this segmentation is characteristic of only three phyla, that is Annelida. In case of Annelida, so this segmentation is present. In Arthropoda, okay, so this segmentation is present, and another one is Chordata. Okay, these are the only three phyla where this segmentation is present. This is very, very unique and specific. Annelid, Arthropod, and Chordata, these are the only phyla which have this segmentation. It means body is divided externally and internally into number of compartments, number of segments. Okay, and that process is called as segmentation. Okay, and this segmentation is called as metamerical segmentation. Metamerical segmentation, and animals are called metamerically segmented animals. Okay, and this is characteristic of only three phyla: Annelida, Arthropoda, and Chordata. Okay, this everything you should remember, and whatever the question may be asked in the examination. And next one is so this is another basis. Next to sixth one and last basis for classification of kingdom Animalia into different phyla, that is okay, notochord. Here, what is the meaning of this notochord? Notochord is a rod-like structure. It is a rod-like structure. rod-like structure which is derived from mesoderm. Okay, mesodermally derived rod-like structure. What is this? This sentence is very important from the point of NEET. Okay, some students may not understand what is the meaning of this. Rod-like you can understand. Rod you have seen. What is the meaning of why it is called as a mesodermally derived? Mesodermally derived means which I have already studied now on the basis of classification only. Okay, that diploblastic and triploblastic organization. In case of a triploblastic organization, okay, cells are organized in 3 different layers. One is called as ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So from this mesoderm, this notochord is formed. So therefore it is nothing but a mesodermally derived. Okay, rod-like structure, mesodermally derived rod-like structure present on dorsal side of the body. Dorsal side of the body. Dorsal side of the body of some animals is called notochord. So you can understand here terms mesodermally derived rod-like structure present on dorsal surface of the body or the dorsal side of the body is called as notochord. It means this, you can understand here, this notochord is not present in all animals. Why it is not present in all animals? All animals will not have 3 germ layers. This, please think back little. Okay, some animals have only 2 germ layers. Some animals have 3 germ layers. Therefore, for the formation of this notochord, this mesoderm must be present so that the animals which have this mesoderm, there is a chance for the presence of this. So therefore this notochord is not present in all these animals. So notochord is present only in few animals and in other animals this notochord is absent. So those animals which have this notochord, they are all considered as chordata. So they are all called as chordata. So this chordata. Therefore the name has come, this chordata. Eta means having, chord, notochord. They have notochord. And the other animals, okay, the Porifera, Coelenterata, Tetraploid elements, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, all these animals do not have notochord. Therefore they are all called non-chordata. These are all called non-chordata since they do not have this notochord. So based on the presence or absence of notochord, we can divide these animals into 2 major groups. One is called as non-chordata and another one is called as chordata. Okay, this chordata means this is the only animals belongs to only this phyla have notochord. Therefore they are all called as chordata, and animals which do not have notochord, they are all belongs to all these phyla. Okay, so in this way we can classify kingdom Animalia into different phyla. And now we have to think that what are the characteristics of the animals which are included in each and every phylum or into different divisions. Okay, so this the characteristics of each phylum we'll discuss one by one in the next class. Thank you very much.